Welcome to the live broadcast of the 70th USTA Florida Bobby Curtis Junior State Singles Championships. We're coming to you from the USTA National Campus, part of the Lake Nona Sports and Performance District in Orlando. I'm Andy Gladstone, USTA Florida Player Development Coordinator, and with me is USTA Florida's Rick Vach, who will be making the play-by-play call for our coverage of the girls' 18s finals. Rick, this is a historic girls' final, something we've never seen before.
That's right, Andy. Remember this name, Alexis Blokina, 13 years old in the 18 and under USTA Florida State Championships, the youngest female player in the final ever. This girl has so much game at such a young age. I watched her play her semifinal against a player a foot taller, and she just made this player work so hard. She's going to be playing against Sophia Edwards, a former girls 12s champion. So she's coming back for another title, her last shot at a title before college. She's won numerous doubles titles here, so she's an all-court player who could do anything. This is going to be such an exciting final. By the way, you can tweet us at USTA Florida on Twitter with your questions, comments. We would love them. And first, we need to talk about how these players are going to deal with the heat. We're coming off a boys' final where we saw a retirement due to the heat. It's really hot out there. It's really humid. It says it's only 85, but it says it feels like 100. How are these players going to deal with this heat, Andy?
Rick, I know both of these players quite well. I know they are the master of preparedness, and I'm sure they're drinking a lot and hydrating weeks before even. You know, they're quite good at preparation, but nothing can take the place of a match. I don't know how they're going to do. It's quite hot out there. Matthew Segura was in fine shape. I think he had an injury, but the heat could get the better of anyone, especially in match conditions.
You're looking at Blokina here, 13 years old. She's unseeded at this event. She really didn't have a lot to lose this week, Andy.
I agree. She is 13 playing in the 18s. We usually don't have that once in a while, but to get to the finals is quite an accomplishment. I don't know if it's there's a lot of schools of thought on whether the player should play up. That's been discussed for a long time, but all I could say is she's in the finals. She didn't win a round. She won many rounds, and here she is. She could be our 18 under winner this year.
I think anyone would have looked at her at the beginning of this tournament saying a 13-year-old playing in the 18s in the toughest tournament in Florida, what's happening? Here she is in the final. I think she's earned it. It's going to be really interesting. Her opponent, Sophie Edwards, described herself as a power baseliner. So what we're going to see here is someone trying to hit a younger player off the court, but Blokina's strength is she gets that one extra ball back. She's a scrambler. She can put away balls when she gets a short one mid-court, but she will make you work.
Agreed. And the one thing is, her Sophie Edwards is a very different style than her opponent yesterday, Alana Wolfberg. She is aggressive. She'll rip some winners. She could supply a lot of pace on the ball. I know her parents shared. She played Sophie Chang in a circuit event in Sarasota, about 300 in the world, and she was up through 3-love, just hitting winners all over the place. So she's not afraid to go for it, and she goes for it all match long.
This is a really interesting match in contrast, and also to when you're looking at past champions, you think of Jennifer Capriati, someone who won everything at a young age. But that was a very different era where you might win a title in the 10s or 12s and then go pro right away. I don't think you can do that in this era, especially with the physical challenges nowadays. But Blokina, she's a player with a great future ahead of her.
Agreed. And she's well coached by the great Nick Saviano, and it's coming out in the match. She's her tennis IQ, Nick and I spoke last night, is very high. She's savvy player, hits the ball well, smart. I think the chances are solid for her today.
Talk about your connection to both these players, because you have a connection.
Yeah, well, I know Sophie since she's probably 10 years old. My daughter's played a number of matches against her and with her in doubles. and a great kid. And then, of course, Alexis Blokina, one of our country's best players in her age group, another great kid, loves tennis, has been to a lot of USTA camps here at the campus, national camps, sectional camps. Good kid, good competitor.
It's interesting when you think of such a young person in such a big final. In the history of this tournament, you had Chris Evert. She first came out winning the girls' tens, but that was an era where you didn't win and go on tour right away. In fact, Everett won the girls' 18s here. She won 5 Bobby Curtis titles. It just wasn't a time where you jumped out onto the tour.
Yeah, it was rare back. I mean, there was some outliers, but not very few.
Blokina, I think, her challenge right now is she's got a lot of growing to do. She's a smaller player, but boy, does she make players work. We were watching her semifinal the other day. She's playing a player a foot taller than her that was just wailing the ball, and she was just scrambling around getting that one extra ball back that would elicit that unforced error, and that's a strength of her game.
Mm-hmm. And Alana Wolfberg is not easy to play. Not easy. You got to earn every point. And Alexis proved it. She did earn it, and I was impressed with that win. A solid win from her yesterday.
Knowing these two players, what do you think is going to be the key to this match?
I think it's if Sophie could control the points, I think that would be the key. If she's on, I think that she's taken the ball early. I think that would be a key factor.
As we see Blokina start serving here, to me, one of the big determining factors is Edwards going to pound this serve? It's not a big first serve, and it's a spinnier second serve. So
and that it should be her strategy. It doesn't sit up. It's spinny, and she uses her leftiness well, though. Yeah, and I think she needs to keep it away from Sophie's backhand. And that is an X factor right there, that she's a lefty. It doesn't sit up, if you notice. There it is. She's going for it. A lot different ball than Alana's ball yesterday. She's looking for openings and going for them.
And we saw Edwards pound a big forehand there. What do you think of that grip? It's not your conventional forehand grip. It's kind of a little flatter face racket, and then she just lets rip.
Yeah, I like it. I think it works for her. The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Let's see what Sophie's going to do. If you notice, Sophie's staying in the same place. She's not moving up.
Looks like some nerves early for
a little bit of nerves, yeah.
Taking a few balls.
Yeah. Reality might set in is right now today, but who knows? We could be proven wrong with young Alexis.
And we'll see how this match progresses with it being so hot and humid. And it was actually Edwards who told us yesterday after her semifinal win, I'm going straight back to the hotel and laying in a bath full of ice.
15-14.
I saw Blokina after her semifinal. She looked like she was ready to go run a marathon. She didn't look like she played a match. Two very fit players. Blokina getting a little help. Edwards, unforced error. Always nice for the confidence to start out with that hold.
I would definitely say the pressure is on Sophie here to playing the younger player. Sophie, a past champion, hoping to do it again.
It'll be interesting to see if, as this match progresses, if Blakina feels like she needs to amp up the serve, either placement-wise or power-wise, because I think Edwards is going to feast on that eventually. Wow, there you go.
Big play. Big confidence builder, too, early in the match.
We were watching some of that semifinal the other day with Edwards and
Jalisa. Yeah.
And those two were just crushing the ball. It was amazing.
Jalisa Leslie, quite a star from Apopka. Moving in nicely there.
And I don't think these two players have faced each other, so this is a feeling out process.
I believe not.
Advantage Blakina.
That's a great shot.
Great shot. Blokina is fans if one of the really solid retriever in Alexis Blokina.
But what we've seen is also a lot of control, a lot of placement. She doesn't look like she's going to power you off the court, but she'll put away a short ball, and I expect her to make Edwards move.
Game Blakina. First game.
Blokina's at age 13. Her road to this final was not a real difficult one. 3-setter in the first round against the 7th seed, but did not drop a set after that, including in the quarters, beating top-seeded Alana Wolfberg 2-5.
Impressive.
And in the semis, she played Emma
Heiderscheit.
Heiderscheit, thank you.
From Naples, the two-handed player, probably about 6'1". Quite a good player. 3-3, I'm sure it was tougher than the score represents there.
And couldn't tell you exactly how tall Heiderscheit is, but that kind of Maria Sharapova frame, very, very lanky, very tall player. And like you said, two-handed off both sides, and she would crush the ball. But Blokina made her work.
Blokina's brother earlier in the day won the boys 12, so they could bring home two pieces of hardware, down 95 today.
We'll have to get the research team to see the last time a family did that. That's amazing. Yeah. I know the Everts did it, but that was a long time ago.
I think we'd have to call up tennis historian Don Petrine.
Love 15.
It is a game of momentum here, so I see Alexis hitting some nice shots. She's a little standing, well, let's see where she returns from. A little far back.
Both players still getting a feel for the other's serve, return, where they can stand, how much they can do, how much they can get away with.
Kind of like a boxing match here in the beginning.
That's 15.
Sophie's ball really moves through the court nicely.
Sophie's road to the final. Did not drop a set. Being the number 3 seed, she played 2 unseeded players, won handily. Then the round of 16, she beat the 11th seed in straights, then the 8th seed, 6-0, 6-3.
Impressive.
And as we talked about in her semi, she upset number 2 seeded Elisa Leslie 6-2, 7-6. And she's got a ways to go in her junior career at age 16.
She is a rising junior. And I don't know if Alexis has even thought about her road. I think she's just centered maybe a little bit on the present. I don't know if college is in her horizon or maybe a pro tour career.
Yeah, let's talk a little more about college because I spoke to Sophia's mother, and she's thinking about college, thinking about visits, but parents don't want to talk about college as freely as they used to, where their kids are considering, because like you said, it's become very competitive.
It is competitive, and there's a certain amount of spots, and then you have the factors with foreign players coming in. So you want to try to, I guess, keep things to yourself on where you might want to go, and rightfully so.
So Edwards with the hold.
Well, I think Alexis looks 13, though, right? No question about that age.
15 love.
I'll tell you what, the racket skills are amazing, and someone told me the other day that they saw her play last year. Good player, but in the last year she's made just a lot of progress in her skill set.
She's gotten a lot better, yeah. Nick mentioned about first words were highly motivated, which is part and parcel of all great ones out there.
At only age 13, she's already a 5-star blue chip player on Tennis Recruiting Network, and according to them, number 23 in the country in her age division.
Wow.
Rising freshman at the Saviano High Performance Tennis Academy.
Sophie Edwards, coached by Tom Witten in the Sarasota area, works with a lot of top juniors in that area.
First 15.
That was a big opportunity. 30
Yeah.
love second serve. Looks like she got a little handcuffed by that return.
Tom Gullickson said, "Don't give away roses. Return of serve errors."
No.
Yeah, it's too bad there, but
Yeah, this is truly a breakout year for Blokina. You look at her results and you don't see titles. You see she had a quarterfinal in March at the Easter Bowl in the girls 14s. She had a semifinal in Florida at a level 5 in February. She lost to the top seed in 3 sets. So really coming out, and this is part of it. The girls 18s final at the Bobby Curtis.
Sophie knows. Oh, she didn't come in on that. Little hesitant there coming in. I think that would be a key thing there, is to keep pressing Alexis, taking the ball early and not staying back on her.
She's going to have to be the aggressor against a player that retrieves so well and then can take advantage of missed opportunities.
Thirty 40.
A lot of clouds and rain in the forecast, but it seems to be missing the
tennis gods have been with USTA Florida this week. I don't know who made the call to them, but it's been really great. Some of the best weather we've had in a long time for our championships.
big opportunity for Edwards here, and that's a long double fault.
Yeah,
there's the
a
break.
little tight there.
Edwards leads 2 games to 1. What's that?
I think that's
All right, so we're at 2-1 for Sophie Edwards.
And I think that's what we're going to see this first set. More of, like we said, players feeling each other out, getting comfortable. And we'll be right back.
Love 15.
Welcome back to the Girls 18s Final, USTA Florida Bobby Curtis Junior State Championships. Andy, with Blakina, the 13-year-old, we thought that top-seeded Alana Wolfberg was going to be the story of this tournament. She had
Love 13.
won the 18s last year. She won the 16s the previous year. She was going for 3 titles in a row, and up stepped this 13-year-old. Pretty amazing effort.
It is amazing, and I have a lot of respect for Alana. She's quite a good player. Doesn't go down easy. Rarely a loss in this tournament. Competes well. Well respected by her peers. So that good win for Alexis there.
Wolfberg won the high school championship this year.
Correct.
But while she was doing that, she ran the state track final. So she was literally winning a match, jumping in her car, driving 3 hours, running track, driving back, playing another tennis match, and still winning.
Yeah.
Amazing athlete.
It is amazing. And not easy, both sports. Let's see.
Wow.
Yeah.
30 all.
That's the Sophia Edwards we're going to need to see.
Yeah, she has a great swinging volley. She has good mindset when she comes up to the net. She doesn't mess around up there. She's looking to win the point. She's not looking to play it back or hit it to just an open side. She wants to get it done. TCB, taking care of business up there.
If you're wondering if Edwards can play doubles or play the net, she's the Bobby Curtis doubles champion. Girls 18s 2016, Girls 14s 2014, Mixed 14s 2014, Mixed 12s 2012, Mixed 10s 2010. She has racked up so many doubles titles along with the girls 12 singles. So great junior career she's trying to put a cap on right here.
And always a supporter of USTA Florida tournaments, which is a nice thing for us too here at USTA Florida.
Game Blakina.
Gave up the
Blakina's
break,
not
though.
going away here. Yeah.
Got the break and gave it right back.
Rick, what's your viewpoint on the break in this match, the value of it versus the match previous?
Well, we saw a lot of momentum shifts in that boys final. And I think we're seeing it here as these two players feel each other out,
Love 15.
what they need to do on serve, how aggressive they need to be. I think Edwards is going to see she's going to need to amp up that aggression. And just Blokina will poke you and prod you and find your weakness.
I'm not sure if the serve is a critical component here in this match.
Yeah, I think it can be a real detriment to Blokina, though. She's having trouble thus far.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at it. She's maybe a little tight here.
Asking if she can have the serve.
She didn't seem to be double faulting in her last match. Sophie's been through a lot more matches than young Alexis Blokina.
That is true. She's got those mental reserves to draw on from winning, lifting Bobby Curtis titles.
Love 40.
Really curling that forehand cross court. And like you said, a really positive player, a really social player, Sophia Edwards. She says, asked about her pre-match warm-up, she said, talking to other players. Loves to socialize, just loves tennis and meeting new people. Looking to move in. That's it.
Sophie's attack of the short balls is always impressive.
Edwards leads 3 games to 2. First set.
Both these players, 5-star blue chip recruits, according to Tennis Recruiting Network.
Thank you.
And Edwards, she simply doesn't lose to players below that 5-star rating. So she's got an equal here, but boy, you look at her win-loss record, and she doesn't drop matches to players below that top rating.
Yeah, it's an impressive statement what you said, and good research on that. To me, that's what college coaches like. You know, as you know, anyone could have a good win, beat a blue chip, a 5-star, and then lose to the 3-star. But to the consistent results are an important factor in the whole equation when someone looks at your record. So the weather is holding here at the USTA campus, home of American tennis, which is a good thing. I don't know the plan, the B plan with the, I don't want to say the word, but if there is a change in weather pattern.
Don't jinx us.
Yeah. But so far, so good.
And we know there's a beautiful indoor facility here.
Yes, we do. All right, Sophia Edwards up 3-2 with her serving. What is the temperature feel like, Rick?
Well, at the beginning of the match, we had 85, which you say not so bad, except when you realize it almost feels like 100 degrees when you factor in the humidity, very humid day.
And being on the cement too, you're attracting the sun.
You're getting an extra 10 degrees of heat.
Mm-hmm.
Love 30.
You notice Blokina hitting a lot down the middle. Just wear your opponent down, draw out that error. When she does get an angle, she takes advantage of it, but a very mentally smart player who's tough to beat. She's not going to give you a lot. And she's not giving up anything here on Edwards' serve.
Not at all.
Andy, during the college coaches panel, were you able to take advantage of the pizza party or the ping pong or the cornhole?
I appreciate you. Unfortunately, not. But the kids, there was unfortunately there was some rain there, but it was a really nice night, and the kids they were able to participate in the pre-match festivities. I know they had a photo booth which the kids enjoyed, and we tried to really make it a festive atmosphere. It is fun tennis, but there is pressure to win, and we want to set the tone right before the tournament starts.
Edwards trying to fight back on serve here. Hold on to that break. I don't know if I could say cornhole on the air. We don't have that. I'm a northerner, and we don't have that up north. That's a southern thing for me. But
myself included.
A lot of fun. You need a lot of touch to play cornhole. I'll bet the kids just love that and the ping pong.
Yeah.
And if I'm correct, there was also a practice opportunity, so you could, practice courts are open. You can play games. You can eat pizza. You can listen to the coaches. It's just a great pre-tournament atmosphere.
It was a nice night for everyone.
Edwards staying tenacious here on her serve. 30-all, fighting back to 30-all.
Technique impressive from both players.
Wow. That's a nice backhand to end that point. And
we're at break point. Both players digging in here nicely. Match is getting a little more solid.
Interesting that she's Lakina trying to work that Edwards forehand. Like you said, her backhand's a huge weapon. She can still strike the forehand, but it seems a lot of balls going to that Edwards forehand. At deuce, both players going for their towel. This is when we get into it, Andy. The longer games, in the heat.
I don't know if it's a sweating factor on their hands, or they're just, it's getting hot out there, and it's hotter than the last match. The heat, the cement holds in the heat.
Advantage Edwards.
Just wide, and a chance to hold. Yeah, you never can tell. I mean, in the boys' final, that injury to Segura came on pretty quickly. It seemed like both players were holding their own in the heat.
Mm-hmm. Sophie moving in nicely.
Wow, just wearing her down.
Sophie, the early aggressor, but not capitalizing like she had hoped on that.
Taking a little breather at the back of the court. Long point. Will she be able to keep this up for an entire match? I mean, her weapon is her speed. Her weapon is chasing down balls, making an opponent. But when you have an opponent that's not going to give you a lot of misses, this match could very well come down to fitness.
Agreed.
There's the big forehand.
That is the big forehand from Sophie, and that's the shot she has to make to be able to capitalize on this match.
I don't think she wants to fall into Blakina's game. Long rallies, not being as aggressive.
Well said, Rick.
And when Blakina gets that chance, like we said, she can put a ball away.
Yes. Sophie probably capable of winning some points right off on her serve. Just kind of spinning it in on the first one. A little surprising in my opinion. I think she should be going for some.
Edwards leads 4 games to 2. First set.
She's having success. That's a good hold, and being able to draw Blokina off the point, off the court, even looping some balls and making Blokina hit it over her head. Hey, we don't teach kids 10 and under with adult equipment because the balls bounce too high, and you're seeing even Blokina having some issues with really a lot of balls hit over her head.
Love 15. Sorry? I'm sure she will want to, yeah.
So far, Edwards not really overpowering Blokina, hitting her off the court, but winning these longer rallies. And you also have a connection to these players via their warm-up partners?
Well, I was able to go in the Net Post Grill and spoke with my daughter Mira, and she shared that she warmed Sophie up. And they're longtime friends. They know each other since the 10s. And Mira happened to be here today on the campus. She was in the tournament out yesterday and was asked and gladly did it. So they know each other a long time. So I was glad to hear that.
15 all.
That's a great backhand winner from Blokina, stepping into the court.
Her shots are only going to get stronger, Rick, as the years go on. Her technique is quite good.
Yep, she's gonna get taller. She's gonna get stronger. And for this match,
15-30.
just missing that. For this match, maybe she's realizing this is not an opponent where I can just keep the ball in play and she's gonna give me the error, which she frankly got from some of her earlier round opponents.
Definitely the toughest, in my opinion, the toughest opponent for her so far. And I don't know, she trains at the Saviano Academy, and there's a host of great players there, so she might have played some of the elite players there, but this is, in my opinion, probably one of the toughest competitors that she's played in her history.
That's a big point.
Not going away there.
She needs to stay in this first set. She needs to hold right here.
Sophie even shared that she had wrist surgery, showed me the scar yesterday, was out a number of months, plays lefty, and worked on her fitness and played some points. So credit to her. It's not easy being out with an injury.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take some here, please. You want some? Yes, please. Okay.
All right, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
Can I please get 4 ice bags on court 2? 4 ice bags on court 2.
Welcome to the USTA National Campus, where unmatched facilities, unrivaled programs, and unlimited tennis fun are just minutes away. Book a court, learn to play, or take your game to the next level with world-class coaches at our 100-court facility, the epicenter for tennis innovation. Fun new programs for all ages, world-class competition, and the latest technology. It's all here. Visit USTANationalCampus.com and experience tennis like never before.
next generation of greats, from high school stars to college athletes and fans. We're excited to meet you.
Welcome back to the girls 18s finals, USTA Florida Bobby Curtis Junior State Championships. 13-year-old, youngest ever finalist in the girls 18s, Alexis Blakina holding her own, serving at 3-4. Not exactly how we thought this match might go. We thought Edwards might come out of the gates a little harder. We're actually serving at 4-3, sorry.
Sophie serving.
But Blakina making her work hard.
30 love.
Andy, neither player really seemingly getting into each other's tank early, getting them on the run.
So it's 15.
Agreed, Rick. Pivotal game right here, in my opinion. Let's see what happens here. Sophie spinning the serve in. Do you find that odd, Rick?
I found that odd in both of our finals today. That's some good retrieving, but that's where she needs to be at the net, putting those balls away.
I definitely, she has to force short balls and move in on those.
I was also wondering if she would maybe draw Blakina in this match, because in her previous matches I haven't seen a lot of volleying or a lot of at the net unless she absolutely has to be.
I always have felt the drop shot is the most underutilized shot in the game, especially in junior tennis. Most players don't spend a lot of time up the net or learning how to move forward, and it could work for them so well, and not enough players do it. There's only a few that really execute it and execute it well, but if they work on it, it could be such a positive in their game and really step them up.
Isn't it nice to see when you have that well-rounded player who can slice and drop shot and not just come over the ball as hard as they can?
Yeah.
It's definitely an advantage, because not a lot of girls see that.
Agreed. Develop the complete player.
There you go.
Edwards.
Nice shot from Sophie.
Edwards leads 5 games to 3. First set. Yeah, 2-3.
Sophie quite strong looking.
Yeah, playing a little more controlled game than she did in the semis against an opponent who could just blast the ball at you. She's having to create a lot of her own power for this match.
Love 15.
Andy, this game we're going to see what Blakina is made of. 3-5. She needs to hold on here. Maybe see a change of game plan from her against an opponent that's just not giving her the errors that our other opponents have.
Sophie is quite good at closing matches out. I think she missed that
A
one.
little bit wide.
Yeah, a little wide. I don't think Alexis is going away today, even if she drops the first set. She's a competitor. We'll see, though. She is young.
And I don't know if we've seen an advantage to either going to Blokina's forehand or backhand. So solid off both sides.
Agreed.
With Edwards, you get two different shots off both sides, but both equally as effective. She can really drive that forehand a little flatter if she wants.
I would like to see Sophie go after the second serve a little bit more. There's some openings there. She's laying it in the middle of the box, and I think she's capable of doing it. And if she moved up like Matthew Segura, it would help her.
Well, big
really put the
opportunity
pressure
here.
on her.
Big opportunity here to create 2 set points. If she can get us this point right here.
Didn't really trust it there.
Back to 30 all.
Yeah.
And as the day's gotten hotter, it seems like the crowd's dwindled a little bit on the side of the court. People not wanting to brave this heat and humidity.
Yeah. Unfortunately, junior tournaments are
That's what you get in Florida.
not crowded, or they're crowded they're the opposite of regular tournaments. They're crowded in the beginning,
Yeah.
not at the end. But with our YouTube channel and play site, it is amazing what could happen now where people at home could watch this match.
Set point for Edwards.
Yeah, it was wide. It was on the light baseline, but just wide. Juice!
Slight technical difficulty. We did not see that point, but Blokina is staying in there. It's deuce right now. Sophie does not want to let this go away here.
Advantage Blokina.
And a point to hold for Blokina. Much easier to end it here than switch sides and have to hold it out, serve it out.
Agreed.
Is that okay?
Both players really
right
hitting
idea
some
there
high
from
looping
Sophie.
shots. High looping shots from both players. I mean,
Where's that?
I think that's going to be a key for Edwards, either stepping into the court and taking it or backing up and letting the ball play you.
So Sophie to serve for the set here. How exciting for this match.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Before you saw them at the U.S. Open, you saw them on the USTA Pro Circuit. With more than 80 events across the United States, the USTA Pro Circuit is coming to a location near you. Be sure to also watch live streaming on USTA.com. It's your chance to catch a rising star. Pro tennis that's up close and fun for the whole family. That's the USTA Pro Circuit.
We'll see if Edwards could serve this one out. Blokina may need a different tactic, Andy, because she's playing a player that's really near the top of her game. Edwards, in April, she won a Florida level 5 in Naples. With Alana Wolfberg, the top seed at this tournament, she won a level 3 doubles. That was just last month here at the national campus. And she's even tried her hand at some USTA Pro Circuit events this year, playing some qualifying.
Good for her.
Love 15.
A little long from Sophie. Sophie goes back to the towel, and to me, in going through her mind, she knows now is the time. Yeah, she doesn't want to go to make this more difficult than it is.
Looks like she's testing the sun there. Pushing Blokina further and further back.
It was the right idea from Sophie. She got a little tight on that, a little mistiming, but that's the way she's going to win. That's the telltale match strategy there. The retriever versus someone who's going to dictate play.
Called out on Blokina's baseline, was that?
I believe so. We'll wait for the score to pop up. No, Sophie did get it. Okay.
She needs to grind her way back into this game. She's moving Blokina around nicely. You see Blokina inside the baseline there. Once she gets that far back, it's really at a disadvantage.
Some advanced play from Blokina. She had the right idea. A little short, a little hard for her to. Her wheelhouse is a lot smaller than Sophie's on those looping balls which try to come in on.
Yeah, Blokina complaining to her sideline. She didn't like something about that point. She had the opportunity to step in and hit the forehand, but she hit it right down the middle and then made the error on the next ball. This is the point of the first set right here. Edwards just not giving her that unforced error she's used to getting. That's wide. And we have a set point.
Impressive point. But we'll see Sophie's fitness, whether she's able to do that the whole match. But that if Sophie's going to win, she's going to have to play that way. I don't think she wants to mess around with hitting so many balls with Alexis.
Taking a breather. These are some grinding points to end the first set. Forcing her in. And there it is.
Yeah, the drop shot there, huh? All right.
That was a well-earned first set for Edwards.
Yeah.
All right, first set, and we'll be right back after this message.
Yeah.
The court is calling.
The court is calling.
Calling for a new breed of player.
To make your mark.
To make your mark on the court.
To crash country club stigma.
Crash
the country club stigma.
With swagger.
Rewrite the rules.
With your swing.
And redefine the sport. By putting your own spin on the game.
Your own spin on the game.
Putting your own spin on the game.
Welcome to the net generation.
Welcome to the net generation.
Welcome to the net generation.
tennis that starts with you. With you.
Your spirit, your talent.
Your victories.
And now it's your turn. Now it's your turn.
It's your turn.
So bring everything you got.
And leave it all on the court.
Leave it all on the court.
You are the future of tennis.
And the future starts today.
Today.
And the future starts today.
Before you saw them at the U.S. Open, you saw them on the USTA Pro Circuit. With more than 80 events across the United States, the USTA Pro Circuit is coming to a location near you. Be sure to also watch live streaming on USTA.com. It's your chance to catch a rising star. Pro tennis that's up close and fun for the whole family. That's the USTA Pro Circuit.
Tennis is my time.
Something to look forward to at the end of every day.
It's my first love.
It's what keeps us playing the sport. Something to work towards.
You know, everyone's pulling for each other.
It's wonderful camaraderie.
You make new friends this way. It's the best.
Andy, you're looking at a view of the beautiful USTA National Campus. You see a few umbrellas on the side of the court there. It's a hot one. You can view the match from on your right. There is the terrace that overlooks all the courts at the National Campus. 100 courts.
All right, back to action. It is an unbelievable place, one of the great tennis viewing points in the United States is to go up on that observation deck above the tournament administration building and watch tennis. And it's such an impressive facility to see professional players here, to see great league matches, great coaches, just great energy and just a great spirit of tennis in this place.
Love 15 right now. Blukina needs a strong start here, second set. She can't afford to let Edwards get the break and then get more aggressive.
I don't see Blukina going away. I feel she's going to hang in there, and Sophie had to play well, and she did, and I think that she's going to have to pull off another good set. Not like that though. Not the way to go with a double fault there.
15-30. Do you see Blukina changing her strategy any? Was it? It's not like it. She got blown out first set. Everything.
I don't think so. I think that it's gonna. I feel that it's going to be up to Sophie. It's Sophie's choice to win or lose the match here.
Sophie's choice.
Yeah.
Nice.
No play on words there.
Do you think Blukina might want to try to get in her gas tank and just say, hey, I'll play the same game I did the first set, make her hit a lot of balls, see if it makes a difference heat-wise, but now she's having a lot of problems with her serve.
Yeah. Not the way to start a set here, which is unfortunate for Alexis. Win or lose, as we said before, you want to come out like a lion on that and let them know that you're ready to play ball. You're ready to fight for that match. Mental lapse here. 5 misses in a row.
That's a tough game.
Yeah.
First game, second set.
I'm sure that's just what Edwards was looking for, and we thought she'd be even more aggressive in this match, but she's been content to play long points with Blukina, and that's gotten the job done. So it'll be interesting to see whether she puts the foot on the gas or just keeps with what's been working. And in 2012, this tournament was renamed for Bobby Curtis, legendary junior tennis organizer from Miami area, South Florida. Basically invented junior team tennis, got clubs in the area to put together teams and travel and come together for big tournaments against each other. What has he meant to the junior tennis community in Florida?
Yeah, Bobby was a special person in not just my life, but in everyone's life. He really ultimately cared for the kids, and he had a lot of friends who just adored him, and he really was Florida junior tennis, and rightfully so. The tournament is called the Bobby Curtis State Championships. He made Florida tennis. He made the players. He cared about them, not just as tennis players, but as people. He cared about their academics. He was really proud of them, and that's what he wanted. He wanted them to be good people, to be good students, and ultimately also to be good tennis players. But I think the tennis was he was proud of how they ended up.
And still with us in the Miami area, doesn't get up to the tournament every year now because traveling's a bit difficult for him. But when this tournament was held, by the way, the USTA National Campus allows us to hold every age division here, and that's really changed the atmosphere of the tournament. Kids love it, parents love it. This tournament is so big that it used to be held at different locations: Altamont Springs, the Daytona the Florida Tennis Center in Daytona. And Bobby was so beloved that when this was held in Daytona, just parents who used to play junior tennis, now kids playing, they're like, where's Bobby? I got to see Bobby. I want to talk to Bobby. Just incredible.
Yeah, there's a lot of players in the tournament that, including my family, my wife played in the state tournament, into the state closed, and was called the state closed, and now our daughter played in it this past week. So there's a lot of offspring to play in this tournament that are here today. It's an amazing thing, and the bloodline of Bobby Curtis is all over the place.
And now we're seeing, I'm wondering if the heat is getting to Blokina, because it's not always just a physical thing.
Yeah.
It can mentally wear you down too, and she's given up a lot more unforced errors. Edwards holds it love for a 2-love lead. Blokina's really going to be challenged.
Blokina needs to get in. She needs to dig deep right now. She's staying nice on. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Great shot down the line. Now Blokina chatting with her sideline, a little frustrated. Edwards just such a strong player all around. It's really hard to find a chink in her armor. And at this point, Blokina's one of her biggest weapons, her retrieving, is failing her. She's making a lot of unforced errors. She's really, as you say, she's going to have to dig deep. She would be the youngest ever Bobby Curtis champion.
Match is slowly slipping away from Alexis. Sophie feeling the weakness from Alexis.
It's tough when you don't have a lot of plan B, plan C. She's physically challenged. She's 13 years old. She's a little smaller, not as strong as Edwards, who's, as you said, has a lot more years under her belt, a lot more experience winning tournaments. Blokina does not have any tournament wins this year. Edwards has already racked up a couple in singles and doubles. It's a way to hang in there, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well done. Well done. Good point.
Edwards frustrated at her inability to put that one away. She had a couple chances there. It'll be really interesting in the coming years to see what Sophia does at the college level, possibly at the pro level. As we said, Danielle Collins was the last player to parlay a girls 18s title into some great college results, and then the same on the tour. Andy, here's a fun fact for you. Chris Evert, 1971, won the girls 18s title. That year she won 4 WTA titles, according to the WTA website.
Yeah.
Can you imagine winning the girls 18 titles in the same year that you're just raking in WTA titles?
Yeah, that is an amazing feat there. It shows you even back then the great Jimmy Evert at Holiday Park, turning out player after player over there, and that many players, and the competition in that park was fierce. Really credit to him and the Everett family. Probably the toughest battles were right there for Chris Everett in that park.
Comeback game here for Blakina. They bring it back to deuce. Really moving her
She has
opponent
offense.
around.
She has offense, Alexis.
And the placement too. The racket skills and the placement are just great. Not to put a damper on it, but this might be her last stand. You don't want to go down a set in 3-0 in these really hot conditions.
Little long.
There's a gift. Forehand error.
I wonder what her pre-match visual on her on the outcome, whether Alexis thinks she could win it, whether she's psyched out before the match, or whether she's going in with the anticipation that she has a chance.
You spoke to her father. She seems to be really mentally strong.
She's a very confident young person.
Today she saw her brother win the boys 12s title.
Correct. The great Nathan Boklina.
Second set, up 1 set to love.
All right. Alexis fought through. Good confidence builder. Let's see how she seems physically.
Much needed game there.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Rick, it's I did speak with a number of the players through my travels this week, and some of the players that I am always curious to see what they're doing in their training, and a number of them said that their fitness has been a priority, which I was interested to hear and glad to hear. I do feel them even at the pro level. They said that the ratio of tennis court time to gym time and fitness has totally changed in the past number of years, and I think it's translating to the junior game as well, where the kids, where the fitness component is important, strength and just injury prevention. So, and the same thing with Alexis. She was telling me, I spoke with her yesterday, and she said that she's working a lot on her agility and her cardio. So, nice picture of Marnie Edwards. That's Sophie's dad.
And Andy, to your point, I think we've seen it here. It's really tough to fake it at the Bobby Curtis.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of seeds go out in the later rounds, 6-2, 6-1, 6-0. You can only go so far if you're not completely fit, like you're saying.
Yeah.
And fitness-wise, don't you think this modern game just demands so much more?
It is a very different game than when we were kids and professionals and juniors. It's extremely physical, hitting it much harder. The whole racket technology, the strings. It's a incredible difference, and you have to be physically strong and physically healthy to play at that level.
Like we said, there's no faking it.
15 love.
All right, Sophie serving 2-1, 15 love. Aggressive return from Alexis Blokina. Very smart. Have not seen that before in the match. Little errant serve. Again with an aggressive return. Yeah.
Like we said,
second time that she's done that.
The tactics might be changing, huh?
Yes.
That's what you see from all great players, and it would be amazing to see it from this 13-year-old where she just shifts into another plan. Plan B, plan C.
She's moving in again. Look at this.
She can club a forehand. Wow,
yeah.
That's a great pass. That's a great answer.
Kind of hesitated coming in. Not really came in with authority.
But still up in the aggression. $30 all. We'll see if she can make this pay off.
Pivotal game here, Rick.
Wow.
All right.
There's a gift.
Break point. This is it. Let's see what Alexis got in the tank here. Definitely a little doubt here for Sophie.
And this is where the heat starts to kick in. Second set, middle of the second set. These players have played a lot this week.
Ooh.
That's where those retrieving skills come in, right there.
Yeah, one extra ball there.
She chased down that big forehand,
and
made her hit one more.
Covered the open court, caused a miss there. I'm sure sent some demons into Sophie's head there. All right, break point, Blokina. That hurt.
It's right there. Looking at her dad on the sideline. I think she's seeing what she needs to do, though. Mix a greater level of aggression, but still chase down those balls, make Edwards hit one more shot.
Advantage Edwards.
Rick, any comment on coaching during a match, as opposed to just between, in Florida, but if they split, they can get coaching. But would you ever be in favor of the campus is going to try one tournament in August where the kids get to play with coaching on the changeovers? Do you feel that this match or tennis would warrant it or be a good idea?
Well,
ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Keeping this game alive with some unforced errors. Blokina hanging in there. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Andy. Is that a lower level tournament where they're considering the coaching like a L7,
it's going
L8?
to probably be in August and an L5.
See, I'm mixed about that, but I'm actually for it at the lower levels. The kids that are developing can really be helped by a coach who can help them formulate plans and tell them what they're doing or not doing. It's really hard to see at that young level what you're doing and not doing. But as we get up towards this level, I think it's interesting that if these players split sets, they will get to talk to their coach. But overall, I'm really against it. I think at the high levels of tennis, at this level, at the pro level, tennis is about figuring things out. And either you can figure it out or you can't on your own.
2 games all, second set.
I love seeing a player like Blakina be challenged and then come back with a plan B and come back with a plan C on her own, because tennis is about problem solving, and you get rewarded as a player for problem solving on your own.
Instead of a coach or her dad telling her what to do.
These players are with coaches all day.
Yeah.
Your coach can't step on the court and play for you. Hurting her with that forehand down the line. That's a great shot.
Well, Alexis is whatever the outcome is, she's proving herself as a solid player in this final.
She really
I'm impressed with her. Very good composure.
Oh, that was a close ball. The call was long. This is crunch time, Andy. 2 all, 15 all. Blakina has shown she can really hang in there.
Little fatigue, or at least not ready for that shot. It was a little weird from Sophie on how she hit that.
And this is the point where Blakina is going to start drawing unforced errors from you if you start to flag a little bit.
Agreed. Letting the balls fly there. Rick goes 3. Who do you predict? Who do you think's gonna pull it out if Blakina takes the second?
Let's see how this one develops.
All right.
I think we have some surprises in store.
Yeah.
Credit to Blakina for hanging in. 3-2 on serve.
Welcome to the USTA National Campus, where unmatched facilities, unrivaled programs, and unlimited tennis fun are just minutes away. Book a court, learn to play, or take your game to the next level with world-class coaches at our 100-court facility, the epicenter for tennis innovation. Fun new programs for all ages, world-class competition, and the latest technology. It's all here. Visit USTANationalCampus.com and experience tennis like never before.
Back in the midst of the second set, the USTA Florida Bobby Curtis Junior State Championships. Number 3 seed Sophia Edwards. 13-year-old phenom Alexis Blakina hanging tough in the second set.
Unseeded Alexis, huh?
Unseeded. 13-year-old unseeded.
Yeah.
We'll see how Sophie responds here on serve.
Again, crushes the return. Crushes the return. Sophie got all of that back in.
A lot of retrieving, but couldn't retrieve that one. And I got some more scoring updates for you, some finals. Boys 14 champion, Yannick Rahman beat Philip Dell. Girls 14 champion Natalie Block beat Nikki Yanez in the final. And you'll have to help me with this one. Girls 16 champion
Elaine Chervinsky
defeated
Anastasia Sasova.
Nice. Nicely done. Uh-oh. Wow.
Nice
What
topspin
a
lob
lob.
from Sophie. I wonder how the players are feeling the heat right now after the long point.
Yeah. Gonna go to the towel, but changed her mind. I think a few more of these long grinding points, we might see someone start to crack, or at least be affected.
Oh,
look at that defense.
Yeah, little hesitant. Could have come in a little bit more. Knew to come in, impressed with Alexis on that point. It needed to come in more.
Tried the old
Probably
sneak
a few
attack.
steps behind that ball.
You want this one?
All right, Sophie. Looking a little winded.
On a very hot and humid day in Orlando. Both players catching their breath. Wow, that's a nice angle, moving her around. Andy, I think both players wishing there was some shade out there.
Yeah. There is no wind there, which is, even though it's hot, players would always take the heat over the wind. Little tired second serve there.
After 40 love, a chance for Blachini to climb back into this game. I'd say she needs a big first serve here, but she hasn't really been going for that big first serve. Just
No.
kind of starting the point.
A little surprising at that.
Oh, there's that retrieving. One extra ball.
All right, she was
40 love to deuce. You think Edwards is thinking back to that ice bath right about now?
I'm not sure what Sophie is thinking about now. She went for that first serve.
That's
Impressive from
nicely done.
Sophie. Impressive. She's just like the great Steph Curry. She keeps swinging. That's what great champions do. Keep shooting.
And she told us that's an aspect that she wants to add to her game. A little more aggressive, a little more when you get the opportunity, take the ball out of the air in mid-court and move forward.
Sophie's swing volley is quite good.
Second serve opportunity. Let's see if Blachina. Oh no. That one goes long. She looks at the sideline. I'll tell you what, you give this 13-year-old a couple chances, she can hurt you.
Both players are earning it no matter what happens today on the outcome.
Definitely.
Right idea. Right idea.
She had a nice look.
Yeah. Well coached from Alexis to come in on that and try to be the aggressor on the second serve.
And she knows that was a golden opportunity too.
Absolutely.
Really pivotal game at 2-3 in the second here.
It's been going on for a while.
And if you're Edwards, you're thinking back to 40 love. Both players willing to hit down the middle and wait for a error. But Blakina there taking that backhand cross court.
Back to deuce. Alexis showing great composure out there for a 13-year-old, and impressed with that. Not easy. Both girls, actually. Not easy for either one of them to play this match.
We saw some nerves there early in the first set, but they both settled down. And now
Match is getting interesting, Rick.
Blakina creating another opportunity. I think the key for her is finding that balance. When do I really take a big cut?
Way to step in.
Wow. Nice drive down the line.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Quite a long game here. Wide.
Oh. Blakina sticking with that looping
yeah,
ball.
that was a fitness lean. Did you see? little tired here. Meanwhile, young Alexis looking spry there.
Yeah. That's about the time of the match where I go down for the fake shoe tie. It takes about 5 minutes. Wow, back to deuce.
Both players really earning this game.
Edwards with that look on her face. When will this game end? And what a turning point this game's going to be. At either 3-all or suddenly down a break after you pretty much in charge of the whole match.
She's moving in. Let's see if she's going to go for it. Yeah.
Wow.
Alexis quite savvy, not afraid to keep going at it.
You see Sophie's mother there in the stands.
Yes. Great supporter of junior tennis and Florida tennis over the years.
Another deuce. And that's what Edwards has to do. Power her off the court. Blokina's likely not going to give you a lot of free points. Nice serve. And finally, another hold opportunity for Edwards, who led 40-love in this game.
Alexis moving up. She's going to step into this one.
Out.
Out.
Back
Another
to
deuce. I always refer to the icing the kicker right now. Here it's getting up to serve a second serve after dropping one in the net. It's not easy. Let's see what she got here for the second one.
Let's see how Blokina treats this delivery.
Great second serve.
What a kicker.
Nice.
Nice combination there.
She could kick it quite high, Sophie.
Andy, this is a monstrous game that's going to take its toll on both players.
Sophie coming
There
in.
we go. Wow.
Great hands from Sophie. Let it drop a little low, but
she even had to smile after that one.
Yeah, well done from Sophie Edwards.
She let that ball drop and just kind of spooned it in the open court there. That's a tremendous hold for 3-all.
Well, we'll see what's in store for both these players and what they got left here. Not easy for either one of them. Must have been 10 deuces. Wide.
15-love.
Andy, we were talking about this event moving to the USTA National Campus, having all the age groups, 12, 14, 16, 18 here, boys, girls. What a tremendous opportunity. You were on the phone earlier with former Bobby Curtis champion Brian Gottfried,
30-love.
#1 in the world doubles. I think, number 3 in singles?
3 in singles, finalist at the French. One of the great players of all times. One of the few people to have a racket, the Schnaubert Brian Gottfried.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
And he won the boys 18s in 1970, won the boys 14s, won the boys 12s. Really a true, along with his brother, true Florida players. Florida juniors coming up through the ranks.
Yeah, and they're both still involved in tennis, which is nice to hear. Love Blokina, huh?
Court 15.
Brian shared a story with Don Petrine. And Don Petrine told me that one of his toughest losses ever in his career was at the Florida State Tournament. There's a man who was a great player for so many years, but he said one of his toughest losses was at the Florida State Tournament.
40-30.
Sailing that loopy forehand long, and what looked like an easy hold for Blokina is becoming a bit more difficult here. Andy, former or current ESPN broadcaster Mary Jo Fernandez, former winner of this tournament. Carling Bassett, as you said, Kathy Rinaldi. A lot of incredibly big names,
All right.
players.
Alexis holds there.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really a prestigious event, the history of it. And even, we did not even mention Amanda Nasimova today, Whitney Asegwe, those players that also played the tournament that have moved on and that are Ali Kick, Vicky Duval is another who are training here at the campus that are all Sasha Vickery against Victoria Duval in Daytona. Still remember that on court 7, played off in the girls 14s final there.
And as we look at the national campus here, we can mention the number of players that have relocated here to train. Madison Keys, Allison Risk.
Ali Kick is here.
Ali Kick.
Yeah.
Francis Tiafo?
I think he periodically trains here.
Okay.
Yeah. But history will write itself here, and we'll see. It will be amazing to see what players come out of here, and even I think the city of Orlando will be producing players here. There will be great players coming out of the city of Orlando, just the proximity of the campus to and how many players it will be in this town.
Right, and the top seed we were speaking of here, Alana Wolfberg.
Yes.
She's a few miles away from here.
A few miles away, right off the 417.
Edwards, I'm sure, hoping to keep it under 10 deuces this time. That one sails long, and what an effort from Blokina. Losing the first and then looking on the verge of going down 3-0. What a comeback.
Blokina looking confident.
That's just a great serve.
Yeah,
that's great
vintage
placement.
Sophie Edwards on that shot.
She really spins that serve, as we saw with that second serve kicker she hit a while ago. And when she can hit her spots, that serve jumps.
Little long.
15.
Cheer umpire in effect, always nice for the kids to have that opportunity to play with a cheer umpire.
Sophia saying, now where's the ball, kids, next year, so I don't have to walk up and get my serve every time.
That could be mentioned with a USTA Florida meeting.
That would be a treat for the 18s finals.
She's asking for the third ball.
The 18s and 16s winners, when they come off the court, have a video interview, and that's always a treat for these players. They don't see a lot of that professional post-match interview.
Mm-hmm.
And all those interviews will be posted at USTAFlorida.com within the coming few days. You can go to USTAFlorida.com for a wrap-up of this tournament. All the division winners.
Alexis is showing incredible retrieval skills. Back to neutral here. Yeah.
She seems tireless, doesn't she?
Very impressive. All points are equal, but that was a mental confidence builder, I think, for Alexis to win that point. She's leaving the water right on the court, if you notice. That's which you are allowed to do.
In that case, I'd probably have one of those office water coolers out there. Wow.
Yeah, well done. Well done from Alexis.
Blakina
Last 2 points has been very, very impressive.
Blakina making her pay the price for not putting away that first volley. But credit to Edwards coming in, trying to end the point, being aggressive. And now serving for the set. What a turnaround the second set. On the verge of going down 3-0 and coming out in front of these long games. Look at that. Like we said, when she has a short ball, she'll step in and put it away. Not exactly a powerhouse, but what precision off her ground strokes.
Okay, Martina Hingis.
A little late getting up to that ball. I think she might have thought the previous shot was out.
You call that in, right?
She was hoping that one caught the line, but just long.
Yeah.
That's what she needs to do, Andy.
Yeah, as I said in the beginning, she needs to move forward and not spend a lot of time in long points, be the aggressor, and move in when she has the chance.
Now 3 points away from the set, but down 15-30. That one long for 30 all.
Yeah.
And again, those retrieval skills.
How do you feel about Sophie's fitness right now?
I'm impressed. I haven't seen any major breakdowns.
Yeah, came in nicely there.
She's doing what she knows she needs to do. I think she can hang with Blakina and just say, let's hit a 30-ball rally, but I don't think that's in her best interest right now. Break point.
Yeah.
Going for it very
a little
early.
lazy on the feet there. Didn't really set up properly.
I'll tell you what though. That's what we talked about. That the Blakina serve is an opportunity for her to be aggressive, to win points, and like you said, a little more footwork there. But
yeah,
some of those spin-in serves are just going to sit up and say, "Hit me."
Yeah, we like to say they're slidey. They're not sitting up for her. It's not that easy to get a hold of one of those.
Set point for the 13-year-old. And there it is.
Yeah. All right. We got a ball game here, Mr. Vach. We got a ball game here.
It looked like a set in 3-0, and we were getting ready to shake hands, but now we're going to a third.
We got two Lions coming out for the third in Orlando.
All right, we'll be right back.
next generation of greats, from high school stars to college athletes and fans. We're excited to meet you.
Before you saw them at the U.S. Open, you saw them on the USTA Pro Circuit. With more than 80 events across the United States, the USTA Pro Circuit is coming to a location near you. Be sure to also watch live streaming on USTA.com. It's your chance to catch a rising star. Pro tennis that's up close and fun for the whole family. That's the USTA Pro Circuit.
Locker room where the gym is. Till 5, but I have to go somewhere straight after.
To the next generation of greats. We're excited to meet you.
So with traffic,
The court is calling.
The court is calling.
Calling for a new breed of player.
To make your mark.
To make your mark on the court.
To crash country club stigma.
Crash
Crash the country club stigma.
With swagger.
Rewrite the rules.
With your swing.
And redefine the sport by putting your own spin on the game.
Your own spin on the game.
Putting your own spin on the game.
Welcome
To the net generation.
Welcome to the net generation.
Welcome to the net generation.
tennis that starts with you. With you.
Your spirit, your talent.
Your victories.
And now it's your turn. Now it's your turn.
It's your turn.
So bring everything you got.
And leave it all on the court.
Leave it all on the court.
You are the future of tennis.
And the future starts today.
Today.
And the future starts today.
Before you saw them at the U.S. Open, you saw them on the USTA Pro Circuit. With more than 80 events across the United States, the USTA Pro Circuit is coming to a location near you. Be sure to also watch live streaming on USTA.com. It's your chance to catch a rising star. Pro tennis that's up close and fun for the whole family. That's the USTA Pro Circuit.
Tennis is my time.
Something to look forward to at the end of every day.
It's my first love.
It's what keeps us playing the sport. Something to work towards.
You know, everyone's pulling for each other.
It's wonderful camaraderie.
You make new friends this way. It's the best.
I ain't allowed in this stuff. You can pay time and a half, I hope.
I'm getting paid. Not time and a half, but it's okay.
Just time.
Just time.
Just time.
I need a bit more in there. It went back yet.
That's good.
No, I want it left in there.
Oh no, I'm gonna get it where you just
Oh,
scoop
okay,
it.
fair
Yeah. So it's quicker if you have open space
sure.
to do it. Yeah.
Sure. Because otherwise I haven't got time to do this again during the match, so if I do a couple each. I'll let you try that one.
All right.
And I'll do one. You've got one already.
Yeah, I got one already.
And they might bring some more down with them as well, but then if you leave them in here, then they can help themselves.
Outside this one.
Thank you.
You're looking at the USTA National Campus. Welcome back to the Girls 18s Final, USTA Florida Bobby Curtis Junior State Championships. And Andy, we're in a third set in a blockbuster here. We thought this might be a quick one for Sophia Edwards after she took that first, almost jumped out to a 3-0 lead, but 13-year-old Alexis Blokina is here to stay. She's not giving up. What an effort to win that second set.
Impressive. That young upstart is really showing a lot of maturity out there. Quite impressed with her. We'll see what you got, and we'll see what Sophie got for the third. A lot of factors here, mentally and of course physically.
And we saw some brutal games that second set with 9 or 10 deuces. Really changed the tenor of the match. We thought Blokina might be ready to check out in that second set. Just she was the unforced errors were rising. She was getting frustrated, but boy did she hang on and turn it around.
Well, I know that Alexis's coach is not here, and Nick Saviano might have placed a phone call to him. Not sure. I know that Tom Witten, Sophie's coach, is here. Well, I guess Sophie got that point. I thought she might have double faulted there.
Edwards really struggling on that first serve percentage. Wow. Very nice forehand down the line. Andy, did you see a change in game plan that second set for Blokina?
Well, Alexis started stepping into more balls and started taking the second serve and crushing some of them.
15-30.
And that's what Sophie has to do. A little tentative, a little mistiming there.
Long For 30 all.
30 all.
And this is key right from the start, isn't it?
Agree.
If Blakina can break here, see how much of a front runner she is. If Sophia can hang on.
A little long there. To get broken right away is not something that Sophie would like to do here.
Just missed the sideline. Back to deuce. Both players, as you noted, water on the court. You just can't be hydrated enough in this heat and humidity.
Way wide on that. All right. Break point for the young upstart here.
Seeing a lot of variety from both players. Sometimes content to sit back and moonball it, waiting for their time to be aggressive.
Both players showing a nice aggressive shots throughout the match.
That's waiting for your opportunity right there. That flat forehand down the line.
I do feel that Coach Witten would probably have told Sophie, you gotta move forward and you gotta stay close to that baseline. Don't get into a looping match with Blokina.
Taking her wide, creating a lot of breakpoint opportunities. She just needs to get over that final hurdle here. And to note, Edwards has not been pulled to 3 sets this whole tournament.
Well done by Sophie. Well done.
I think fighting off a 3rd breakpoint opportunity this game. Blokina, on the other hand, started in the round of 64 against the number 7 seed, dropping the 2nd set 6-1, but rallied in the 3rd. Boy, that flat forehand down the line's paying dividends, isn't it?
She has to do that. That's what she's good at, and should not play into Alexis's style. Even if she misses some, I feel that she should keep doing it. Stay with the game plan.
Keep pressing.
Yeah.
That's a big backhand. And it pays off.
All right.
That's a big hold.
It is a big hold. The mental hold there.
Both players change sides for additional hydration. They go immediately to the shade.
Yeah, as long as I can see the lines of it.
We briefly saw tournament director Jason Gilbert there. Jason doing a great job keeping this event going, in addition to helping with this broadcast.
Love 15.
Andy, I think this game we're going to get some insight into Edwards' tactics this third set. Just how aggressive is she going to be on that return of serve? How much is she willing to move those feet and just crush some returns?
Sophie is not giving up at all. I think she has a lot in the tank here. First drop shot of the match. Little poor decision on that shot.
Inopportune time to try that way back in the court. That ball never really had a chance. Andy, I don't know if that's a mental sign where get me out of this point as quick as you can.
Might be right.
You like to see the variety, but that was a tough one at 15:30.
Game Edwards.
There's the game.
Edwards leads 2 games to love. Final set.
If Sophie's going to surge, this is the time right now to really dig down deep and pull away here.
Joaquina trying to gather herself, really frustrated, talking to herself, talking to her sidelines.
Making a little too many unforced for Alexis here.
Very reminiscent of the beginning of the second set, in danger of digging herself a big hole here.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't really seen what I thought changed the tenor of that second set, and that was Blokina willing to really crush some balls and really change the pace instead of just looping the ball back.
Little momentum shift right now, Alexis. A little surprising she's making some unforced, has not been doing that throughout the match here.
40 love.
About to take a 3-love lead.
Edwards receiving a lot of freebies. I don't think she minds it in this heat, this late in a match.
It was out, yeah. Game Edwards.
Not just the miss, but a little checkout miss. Checking out of the match, unsure of what's happening here. Sophie, I'm sure, feels that she has some end in sight here. But still, must come out strong here out of this game. Win or lose for Sophie.
3-0 lead for Edwards.
Welcome to the USTA National Campus, where unmatched facilities, unrivaled programs, and unlimited tennis fun are just minutes away. Book a court, learn to play, or take your game to the next level with world-class coaches at our 100-court facility, the epicenter for tennis innovation. Fun new programs for all ages, world-class competition, and the latest technology. It's all here. Visit USTANationalCampus.com and experience tennis like never before.
You saw that beautiful shot of the USTA National Campus there. Third set of the USTA Florida Bobby Curtis Junior State Championships Girls 18s final. Number 3 seed Sophia Edwards trying to win her second Bobby Curtis title after the girls 12s. And 13-year-old Alexis Blakina trying to upset the apple cart and become the youngest ever winner at the Bobby Curtis Girls 18s.
Love 15.
Alexis continuing to give away easy shots here.
There's a little extra mustard on that serve and that forehand. Maybe a little anger can get Blakina back into this match. Trying to stay loose, trying to keep moving. Got away with one there, Andy. Coming in on a little hope and prayer.
I think so too. Not the best execution there.
Well, credit to her. She needs to change something up. And at 30-all, love 3. This is a giant point.
Amazing how the match changed in the last couple of games. It was quite a exciting game with many deuces in that first game, and now it's a little bit of a change. But still, Alexis up a game point here, so let's see what happens. That's game. 3-1.
Big hold. That backhand curls just wide. And that was a must hold for Blakina. I don't know if it's more on the mental or physical side, Andy, but we saw this in the second set. This exact same scenario where she rallied, she looked like she was done, and that's a very long second serve. And here we
Alexis
have
giving a little fist pump.
a little fist pump, a little jumping around, a little shadow strokes. She wants to show her opponent she's still in it, especially when she sees a double fault that lands about 10 feet long.
Love 30.
Talk about your ups and downs. We're 2 points from being back on serve when it looked like
Sophie was going to cruise here.
It did.
Yeah. Send out the lights.
That's another long second serve.
Not good for Sophie.
Triple break point for Blakina to bring this match back on serve. Andy, you just can't count this 13-year-old out.
Well said. Agreed.
Wow, that's some retrieving there and some good aggression. Still double break point.
Game Blakina. Edwards leads 3 games to
From
2.
3-love, about to go up 4-love almost, and now 3-2.
Back on serve.
Yeah.
Amazing. Send us your comments on Twitter at USTA Florida. Give us your questions and comments. Comment here from Thad. Be nice. She's 13. I think she's taking care of herself here, Andy. What do you think?
She's doing great.
You really can't count her out.
No. She's been most impressive today.
Time.
What an incredible comeback this would be. Here's a beautiful look at the USC National Campus.
We are looking at the hard court side, but half the matches this week were on the clay, the hard true here.
And those are over to your right, all clay courts. And then over to your far left, we've got the indoor courts, and on the other side of that, the red clay, primarily for USC professional development. Those were really in use prior to the French Open. And like we were saying, Andy, when you get out of the car in your parking lot and you hear the sound of a ball being hit that sounds like a gunshot every time, you know the pros are practicing on the red clay.
Yes. Backs up right to our USTA Florida offices.
Love 15.
I think that was a point for Sophie Edwards, correct? Nice volley from Alexis. Good hands up there. Really nice. Not easy to make that shot.
Really nice getting down with that ball. Beautiful. You haven't seen a lot of that this match, but she realizes that she needs to do something different. She needs to keep being aggressive in whatever way she can. (30-15), looking to bring this to 3-all in the third set. It's wide for 40-15. Andy, what does Sophie need to do here? She looks like she's kind of unsure in that zone between, do I become aggressive? Do I keep the ball in play?
I think she needs to stick to her game plan.
That's a good hold for the 13-year-old. Blakina not going away.
Wow, this is exciting here, Rick. 2 matches in a row going the third. Start out 3-love here. This match 3-love for Sophie. Now it's 3-all.
She does not give up.
Oh, that's a little
There you
long.
go. That's a long point, and at the end of it we see Edwards with hands on knees. Both players, this is a long match, it's hot out there. Edwards is not gassed by any means, but Blakina looks like she could run a marathon. Fist pump from Blakina as she elicits another error.
Winning points can do incredible things for your fitness, Rick, and your confidence.
And now Edwards at love 30 going back to the towel, trying to regroup.
Good.
That's what she needs to do, Andy.
I
pressing.
agree.
That's a nice way to step into the center of the court there.
Well done by Sophie Edwards. What an exciting final, Rick. Glad to be part of it here.
Andy, is there some kind of magic tennis bubble around the USTA National Campus? Because we've seen clouds in the sky all day. We've seen rain all over the forecast, but I don't recall not seeing these players' shadows on the court and just intense sunshine.
It has been an amazing week of weather.
That's a great redirection of that backhand there. Fist pump.
Far from being over, in my opinion, Rick, here. I know that Alexis did win that point, but Sophie is very strong mentally and physically, has a strong desire to win, and we're going to be here for the duration here.
Edwards really taking her time, going back to the water bottle, going back to the towel. Break point. Break point, second serve.
Yeah. If I was Alexis, I would definitely move in on this. They picked up the ball. There's a big pause between first and second serve, which is never something you want to experience right now.
She's had some second serve issues.
Was a good kicker.
That's a solid one.
Fast.
Wow. Ah.
Sophie needs to. She needs to. She stopped at the tee. She needs to get in closer on that.
She was able to dump it short. And
Yeah.
what wheels from Plakina.
Unbelievable.
Side to side, 5-6 times.
Yeah, and great anticipation. Besides, wheels are great, but with great anticipation is even more beneficial to her.
You're right. She's moving right when the ball's coming off that racket. She's not waiting. Ah, that's a big double fault for Edwards and another break point for Plakina. Andy, with all the double faults this set, what do you think first serve here? Just take a little bit off it?
I think she's going to kick it.
And a double fault hands Plakina the game and a break lead at 4-3 in the third.
I think for Sophie, she really needs to regroup and sit down and stay in it. She feels it. She sees the light at the end of the tunnel right now. That look at her family said, I could do this one. And that's not the look that we wanted to see from Sophie to win this one.
Edwards walking past the chair umpire saying something. Plakina now 2 games from becoming the youngest ever girls champion.
Just stay with it. It's exciting here.
So Edwards calling for the trainer. What we're told is she is suffering some dizziness, calling for the trainer. And while the trainer and the medical team come out, resting in the shade. But Plakina up and about. But this is going to be a few minutes. Plakina going to the ice hat. Always a good move in the heat. I'll tell you what, Andy, what a physical effort this match. In this heat, in this humidity.
Impressive from both girls. Both girls.
They've been moving each other a lot. Both girls with the ice bags. Edwards talking to the trainer. Andy, at this point, there's not a lot you can do. Dizziness. Go to the ice bag, have a banana. get a little food in you.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot you can do to recover from this type of situation in this type of heat.
Agree. See how much mental fortitude both players have.
You know, take advantage of this 3-minute break. Of course, the safety of the players always first.
Agreed.
And you probably know this better than I do, but from a trainer's perspective, probably a protocol to go through.
As far as checking the player out.
As far as checking the player out, as far as determining whether it's safe to keep playing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure he's talking to her to make sure. She seems ready to go.
Then you have 3 minutes. She has 3 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, Sophia Edwards is now receiving a medical timeout.
I do feel that some of the conditions you just cannot prepare for.
and like we said, this is the first time that Edwards has really been pushed during this tournament. This is her first 3-setter.
Yeah.
And having to endure it at the toughest time in the tournament, in your last match of the tournament, really challenging. Edwards riding out the last couple minutes of this medical timeout that was tacked on to the regular time players get to change sides.
All right, I think they're getting ready to play again.
I think that's just a matter of Blakina saying, let's go, I'm fresh. She's out there, looks like Edwards still struggling. I think Blakina trying to stay loose, walking around. I think Edwards has 1 more minute on the clock, but Blakina out on the court, ready to play. This is when you send a message to your opponent, Andy. You start jumping around.
She is sending a lot of messages right there.
Thank you.
And Sophia Edwards taking the court again. Hopefully that break did her a lot of good, like we said. Putting her hand up to her opponent. Good eye.
All right.
Andy, how does the strategy as this match change now?
I think it's going to all come down to fitness. I think we're going to see Sophie try to end points earlier. That's my gut here.
15-0.
I think she got it, right?
Paints the line. She's hit a number of winners during this match on that forehand down the line. Say, oh, that's a close return.
I think she got it.
Sometimes hitting that forehand down the line is almost an inside-out shot. Really effective for a lefty. That's a long. That's a long point, and Edwards letting Blokina back her up. She's on the baseline, but instead of taking that looper and taking it off the ground, she's backing it up.
Nice. Good shot for Sophie there.
If you're Edwards, tactics-wise, you got to think you're just trying to hang in there. You're tired, you're dizzy, you just took a medical timeout. You know you don't want to play long points.
If she, okay, that game gave her a lot of physical fitness in my opinion.
And a fist pump and a yell there.
Yeah, she's back in.
4-all in this third set.
Yeah.
Now comes the part that's been kind of her Achilles heel. This match has been the serve. I think it's smart to, as she did there, just get that first serve in. Andy 4-all, love 15, just over the 2-hour mark for this match.
Credit to both girls here again. I'm just extremely impressed with them. See, I think Alexis needs to come in on the serve right now. Move up a few steps. She's staying in the same place though.
See if you can get a crack at it.
Yep.
Look how short that is.
Yep. It's a little tired shot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is a nice chance for Sophie to capitalize. She's still not out of it, but yeah, a little loose. She knows that that was not something to let slip away.
Kind of stretching the hamstrings back there.
Yeah.
After that last point, Blokina turned to her sideline, pumped the fist. Love 30. 2 points from being able to serve for this match.
Okay.
She gets one back here. And that's another
Not
double fault long.
You want to do at that moment.
1540. Double break point for Blokina, who is admonishing herself to let's go. Both players content to rally it down the middle.
Okay.
Got another one back. We've talked about the fight in Blokina, but here we're seeing the fight in Edwards.
Unbelievable. Great effort.
What a great retrieval. Kept that point going. There's your short ball. Oh, she tried for the angle, but
All right.
that's the break.
Well, Alexis Blokina will come out and serve for the match. How exciting.
Pumping her fist on the way to the sidelines. If Edwards is going to do this, she's going to have to do it from a breakdown. I can tell you she's thankful to get back in that shade after that last medical timeout.
Without a doubt. The serve, though, it's she could easily break. It's not like the Blokina serve is a offensive weapon, so it's definitely possible. We'll see what Sophie brings to the table with this game.
She's gotten her looks on that serve the whole match. It's just whether or not she feels like she could take advantage of it, step into that thing and crush it.
Time.
Lots of umbrellas out today at the USTA National Campus. But not a lot of foot traffic because of this incredible heat.
Okay. On the left of the screen, you see Carolina Edwards. That's Sophie's mom. Always a supporter of Sophie for many years. And in the back is Oleg Blokina, and on the right is Sophie's coach, Tom Witten, with the sunglasses, intently watching this match. Not easy for tennis parents, as I could tell you, to watch their children play.
A lot of them have managed to find the shade on that next court. There's a good put away.
Sophie coming out strong here.
I think Edwards now, to use no expression, has to dance with the person she brought to the party, and that's being aggressive. That's the original game plan. She describes herself as a power baseliner. That's what she needs to do right now.
Basketball terms, shoot or shoot. Oh.
A little long there. Blokina serving 15-30. 3 points away from the Bobby Curtis Girls 18s title.
2 points away. Here we go. Sophie needs to really buckle down. She doesn't look good right now. All right.
Trying to stay loose, trying to jump around. Wow, that's a big point. That is a big point.
Kudos to Sophie Edwards and Alexis Blokina.
Lifted
a little long
just
here.
a bit long.
It's deuce.
Wow.
Championship point here.
Great scramble to her left with a forehand. Keeping that point alive. Championship point for the 13-year-old Blakina. Oh, that's strong.
Sophie.
Fighting off championship point.
Back to deuce here.
That's the aggression we were talking about. First short ball, first look you get. Especially with the way she's feeling. She can't have a 20-30 ball rally. Wow. And suddenly a break point for Edwards.
Little doubt maybe in Alexis's mind here, Rick?
Andy, if anything, this match has been unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen.
One of the great junior matches here.
It really is. Both players having to dig deep throughout these 3 sets. All moving the youngster around. Here's her short ball.
Missed it wide.
Just yanked that backhand wide. But
She's
it out of the air.
Good lobber too, Alexis. When she retrieves, she makes sure she puts it up nice and high and deep.
It seems to have an unending reservoir of energy.
Championship point again. Second one. Can she convert, Rick?
That was her short ball too.
Yeah.
To yank that backhand cross court. Either get her on the move or hit a winner. Second championship point. Wow. Way to hang in for that point. Frustrated Blakina turning
I do not know what's keeping these girls out there.
Blakina turning to her sidelines in frustration.
God bless Sophie Edwards here.
Wow.
Great shot. Comes up big. Really shows the mental strength to go for that shot. Really threaded the needle that on a tight, important point. So she got to come back strong here, put it together again.
That flat down the line forehand has given her so many presents during this match. Now we see a second
I don't
serve.
think Alexis is. It was double faulted maybe once or twice, and maybe I'm calling out the demons here, but.
Now that serve's automatic.
Correction ball's good. Game Edwards.
That ball looked in when she stopped playing it. Are they going to call game?
5-all. I think the call might have
Wow.
been overruled here.
Wow, unbelievable. 2 championship points that game, fought off by Edwards.
Yeah, we're going to be here a little while there, Mr. Vach.
What time does the Net Post Grill close here?
I don't know how Sophie is feeling physically, but it had to give her a little bit of a rush here right now. She served right away.
I think the best thing she could do right now is not think of it. 1 pointer after another. Step up to the line.
It's good.
She's still moving well, but wow. Just about bounced it over her head right there. She's still moving well. She needs to stay aggressive.
30 love. Down from the depths of despair, Sophia Edwards coming in.
Amazing for both of these players. Both of these players, their ability to dig deep.
Wait, please. The ball's come back.
Checking that second serve toss.
Can't afford a double fault.
A lot of serving issues. Third set for Edwards. Still up 30-15.
If I was Sophia right now, I'd just spin it in. Swing fast, let it go, and lots of spin.
And on Blakina's part, she knows, she sees what's happening here. Like you said earlier, she could step in, but she's taken that same return stance. It's been working for her. Good. She just threaded that backhand down the line and out, just wide.
Right play for Sophia. Fortunately, at a critical time, she missed that.
She had a good look. She went for it. But now at 30 all, another second serve. And a let. She'll get another crack at this second serve.
She got it.
Blakina, even when she gets a short ball, just the deep looper, making Edwards work. Oh, she got a good look and took a crack, but denied by the net cord.
All right, we got a break point here. Again, this is incredible match here.
Edwards taking her time, 30-40. Oh! The short forehand sails long. Break to Blakina, who will again serve for the match at 6-5. Andy, we thought we saw a battle in the boys' final, but this is another 2 levels. This is to these girls' credit.
Last woman standing here. It is exciting.
So we look at this beautiful shot of USTA National Campus. And if you've been here, over to the left, the kids courts, the family zone, incredible number of small 60-foot, 30 and 36-foot courts, just beautiful for family play. Mom and dad can get out with the kids on these courts. Kids with the smaller rackets, the red balls, the orange balls, the green balls, depending on their age, height, level. Just a great system for bringing along kids in tennis.
And if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe there's a charge for the 60 and the 36-foot courts.
I believe you're right. I think the family zone play is free. Great initiative by the USTA to just get families out, get them out playing with your kids.
It's really done wonders for tennis, and it's nice to see it here where the kids are really utilizing those courts, and it's really rewarding to see it.
And we're just hearing that another trainer's been called, this time for Blokina, blister on the foot. So in addition to this changeover, she will get the medical timeout. Both players just physically being pushed to the max, Andy.
Yeah.
And that's a tough one for a scrambler, blister on the foot. And if you're a parent looking to get your kids in the game or looking to find local programs, there is the new Net Generation Initiative. You can go to www.netgeneration.com and find local programs for any level kid. And Andy, I love seeing the family play. I mean, we've always concentrated on kids, but I love seeing parents out with kids playing on the same court. And here's the trainer with Blokina.
High correlation I've heard of kids staying with the game when their parent plays.
Very much so.
Yeah, and at any level, the parent does not have to be a world-class player, anything near that level, but if the parent is an avid player, there's a strong chance that the child will become an avid player.
I don't know how you started playing tennis, but my parents were tennis players, and we just naturally fell into it. My sister and I played college tennis, and you're right, that's the way it goes. Families bring their kids in.
Yeah.
So we love to see these 36 and 60-foot courts, families all playing together.
And there's a lot of it here. It's really created a nice atmosphere. Again, weather seems to be doing fabulous. It's just very hot.
As you can see right here. And this is actually a big break for Edwards. I'm sure she's not saying, let's get back on the court. She's saying, I'm loving this ice bag right now.
And she could regroup mentally. I thought she had that game, and she had a good shot to surge there.
That last point, she had the sitter forehand. That would sailed long. So in addition to the changeover time, they're going to get an extra 3 minutes for Blokina starting right now. And to tell you the truth, it'll be a great extra 3 minutes for Sophia Edwards also. From this beautiful view you're looking at right now, if we were to turn our head kind of behind us to the right, we'd see the Collegiate Center, which has been incredible for bringing in teams. I think during spring break they bring in some 300 teams.
300 teams, and that's not to say the amount of matches, the marquee matches that happen in the stadium this year. Florida State, Georgia Tech. Been to many of them. Been on ESPN with they've televised them. Really exciting.
Just some great rivalry matches. Just FSU and Florida, boy, you come out for that. The excitement is great, and also for kids who go to college but don't necessarily want to play NCAA level, which takes a lot of your time, but they still want to play tennis. There's a tennis on campus option, and the national campus hosts the Tennis on Campus Championships, which I think just completed a month or so ago, and to see all those kids out here and such a high level of tennis. I mean, just because these kids opt for club play doesn't mean they could not have played NCAA if they didn't want to, but someone to concentrate on their studies, and boy, to come out and watch those matches is incredible.
Yeah. No, I definitely saw some D2 and even a couple of D1 potential players in that Tennis on Campus who just don't have the time to commit to a full program, which was exciting to see.
And I think the Tennis on Campus rule is that you can have one D1 player on your team who has played D1 tennis, maybe on that school's team, but no longer does because of injury or whatnot, or coming back from injury. But you can have no more than one former level, D1 level on a team. So you see some incredibly high level of play during that.
Okay, but it feels really good. All right, good luck. We're done.
So this is a break that benefited both players. Blakina getting ready to serve it out, treating that blister. Andy,
Sophie not going away though.
I couldn't tell if it was one or two blisters. It looked like both her shoes are off.
You might. I didn't catch that.
Maybe just taking the opportunity to air out the feet. I know you've probably known some players that sweat excessively to the point where they have to change their shoes, where the shoes are just squishing after a third set.
Especially in the Florida heat.
That's
incredible shot
down the line.
3 points away here.
I think the spoils are going to go to the aggressor in this game.
I think so.
Who's content to just loop it, and who's content to take charge of the point? Another big shot from Blakina. Forehand winner down the line.
Very, very impressive. She got all of that one. Right up to the baseline there.
Backhand winner, forehand winner, 30 love.
Okay.
That's a big return. And that's what Edwards can do. She can force the issue. Blakina again 2 points from the championship.
Okay, double championship point here.
Andy, I'm not counting anything out until I see an end result. I think through this match we've seen it all. It's not over till it's over. Oh,
you're correct.
Forehand.
Yeah, and kudos to Sophie for swinging big on 2 match points down. She's not going away.
Blakina with her 4th championship point opportunity here. I think maybe that ball went outside the court. Second serve.
She missed it.
And it goes wide. And that's championship to Blakina. What a match. What two incredible competitors.
Awesome to see it.
See what kind of handshake this is. Both exhausted. Both calling trainers.
Thank you.
What an effort. The youngest
well done
champion.
from both girls, and just really good to see. That's Solomon Giles' father, giving the congrats.
There's
That's
the brother.
Oh, that's nice. Little Nathan Blokina, the boys' 12th champion, giving his sister a big hug.
The two champions hugging.
Yeah.
What an incredible effort.
She still looks good here. Now where's Dad Oleg?
He's probably still in the shade on the adjoining court because it is hot out there. It's amazing she looks this fresh. What a win. That's history being made, Andy. 13 years old.
It really is history.
Beating the best 18-year-olds in the state of Florida.
Yeah. I wonder who she's calling first there. And there he is. There's Oleg, a proud papa.
We hear that she's on the phone with her mother, hugging her father. Unbelievable. She's enjoying this moment. The 13-year-old plantation native. We've actually already yesterday USTA Florida we were receiving inquiries about her to write a story if she makes the final or wins the championship. So her life's going to change here. That really no tournament wins to this point this year. Unseeded here. Probably right on the verge of either getting in the draw or not getting in the draw. And then winning the tournament.
That is, real exciting, real happy for her, and it's you can never take it away from her. Obviously there's a lot that goes on after this, and it's still a great thing. It's what I could say to her is enjoy the moment. Enjoy this day. It's really fun for her, and count your blessings on this day.
So amazing win. Congratulations to both players. Thanks for tuning into our broadcast. We'd like to thank the USTA National people, Brian Begling, Nick Shukla, our camera people, Michelle Provenzano, and Simons, the entire crew. Thanks for tuning in, and just a wonderful broadcast. Thank you, Andy.
And thank you, Rick. I really enjoyed it. Good job as always.
And we'll see you next year.